Hello, everybody. Welcome to Drive Thru. I'm your host, Tony C. As we broadcast live here on Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place YouTube channel and throughout social media. We'll get you out here well before the top of the hour. Give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games. And that's what we do here on the Drive Thru Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Is a Lover Live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later, and deliver those winners at professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. Let's take a peek at who's on the show with us today. All right, with us is Tony Brown, we got Damian Sosh, Millz, and James Clark will be signing in a little later. We got Ninos, Big Al McMordie, and Alex Smart. Here's how they'll line up for this evening. Smart, McMordie, Brown, Sosh, Young, Ninos, Clark, and then I will close this one out. All right, here we go. Good action today for Major League Baseball. We still have about 5 games in the primetime hours, it looks like, and as well as that big NBA game. And we got a lot of picks for you here from that, from the props from the big NBA game night. Big game number 6 will have a lot of the baseball covered as well. So let's go ahead and let's get the drive-thru underway. Let's welcome in Alex Smart. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Prim, where he's doing really good work up here. Let's go ahead and bring in Alex right now. Alex, how's it going?
Doing good. How's everything with you, Tony?
Everything's going great. All right, here we go. 9 Eastern Time on ABC. We have the Celtics here hosting the Warriors. The Celtics here laying 4, total to 11. You'll be looking at this one a little differently.
Yeah, we're going to look at it from the angle of, Boston's done a great job, especially in Game 5, of really shutting down Curry. I mean, they weren't able to really do much with him before that, but really picked it up. Now what's going to happen from here, and it's already happened, is Wiggins and Klay Thompson are going to slack. And I looked at this game and I said to myself, okay, so Klay Thompson has this amazing career. When things get tough in the playoffs, I mean, this is where this guy seems to come to play. Game 5s and Game 6s, this is where Klay Thompson is a superstar, not just in his own mind, like a lot of the time he likes to brag about, but I mean, the real deal. In his playoff career, he shot 44.2% from the field in the playoffs. I mean, great with long-range action. But Game 5s, he's at 22 points a game. Game 6s, he's still at 20.7 points a game. So, here we are. We've got an opportunity to take an over bet with this total on total points. And I think because of what's going to happen, what I'm expecting to happen anyway, is that they're going to really come down on Curry and Thompson are going to sort of be able to move around a lot more, and there's going to be some points going down from Klay Thompson tonight. I think he'll be the key contributor for the Warriors. All
right, we got Alex Smart here on Klay Thompson. Yeah, he's been Mr. Closeout in the past here for the Golden State Warriors. Of course, in this road environment, you'd expect the veterans here to really step up here. It's going to be a tough environment here for the Warriors trying to close it out in Boston.
Yeah, absolutely. It's this is one heck of a game. This is do or die for Boston, and you want to see some elbow action. You watch this game tonight.
Yeah, it should be a very good game here tonight. And we've got Alex Smart here on record here with Mr. Clutch here in late in these series. It's Klay Thompson over 20 and a half points. The return plus 100. This one will have a start time of 9 Eastern Time. You can watch it over on ABC. All right, Alex, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Prim here for tonight, where you're showing great profit over the past 7 days. 713 units of profit. That is all documented over at Pick Dogs. All showing good profit for the season in the NBA. 549 units of profit. Of course, we've got that big NBA game tonight. We got about 5 here from Major League Baseball in the primetime hour. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Well, we already popped and stopped today with some Major League Baseball. Took some action on an underdog and cashed with Oakland on the road, and tonight we're just gonna hit the basketball court, and we're gonna watch that Game 6. And I took a side in that game, and you can join me, and I'll tell you all about it and tell you how we're gonna make some money.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Alex Smart over at Pick Dogs Premium. You see the numbers here. 713 units of profit last 7 days document. Also showing good profit here in the NBA this season. He's got his side up there. His NBA Final Sharp Money late Steam side up there. Get on board with all one-offs are guaranteed. So at $34.95, very good price there over at Pick Dogs. So if you prefer, you can go long-term with Alex. He does have a 3, 7, or 30-day all sports pass. Get all of his premium plays for that period of time you select. When you go to his handicapper page and you make that purchase, you can probably get with that 7-day pass the remainder of the NBA Finals. If there's a, say, Game 7, that'll fit in there. Of course, we do have a rotation remaining here in the hockey with that Saturday, Monday, and of course going into next week. So you can get 3 remaining final games from Alex Smart in that NHL final series. So that 7-day pass is a really good one right now, as well as all of Alex's baseball for that 7-day period. Add a second capper with that 2-for-1 cap promotion, even greater value there. All right, Alex, as always, great having you show. Continue that success, and we'll talk with you again on next week.
Okay, sounds good, Tony. Have a good weekend.
You too. Alex Smart here on The Drive Thru. Let's continue on here with the coverage guy. We're going to go ahead and bring in the top units producer over at Pick Dogs for 2022. That's Big Al McMordie. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs, where he puts up some really great numbers here. We'll get him in right now. Big Al, how you doing?
Pretty good. How you doing on this Thursday evening, Tony?
Doing great. Looking forward to some really good NBA action for tonight, but we'll be looking at some baseball on the board tonight as well. 7 Eastern time, Tigers host the Rangers. Rangers have been bet up here the last couple hours, up to now 160 until late and a half.
Yeah, much to my chagrin. Bo Brisky's going to get the start for the Tigers tonight. He's coming off his very first career win. He won Saturday against the Toronto Blue Jays, but before he did notch his maiden win, he had lost 5 straight decisions. So he's only won just that one game in his 9 starts. And of course, one of the reasons he hasn't had much success is that Detroit's the worst hitting team in the majors. They're also not hitting lately. They were coming off, a shutout loss in their last 4 games. They've been shut out twice. They've scored 1 run once. They lead the major. I think they've got 9 shutout defeats this year. So Detroit's not scoring at all, and that really doesn't bode well for them tonight. They're 11-29, minus 12.5 net games after scoring 2 runs or less in back-to-back games. Now they've got to face Martin Perez. Perez, he got roughed up in his last outing versus the White Sox, but before that, he had 9 brilliant starts, and he actually was leading the majors going into that terrible outing last Saturday. He had a 1.56 ERA going into that game, but he had thrown 9 straight quality starts, and over those 61 in the third innings, he gave up just 6 runs for a 0.88 ERA. He had a 0.84 whip over that span. So I look for Perez to bounce back on this Thursday here against a light-hitting Detroit Tigers team. And I'm going to take Texas minus the 152.
All right, we got Big Al here taking the Rangers here, minus 160 here, 152. Do your shop and get the best possible lines. These numbers are
152 at 5 dimes.
There you go. At the 5 dimes, you get the hey, it's important, right? To get the best number. We always say that. We joke about it, but you got to have multiple outs, especially now. It can be easier, especially with legalization.
Yeah, look, there's no excuse for not getting the best numbers, whether your state, like I live in California, right? So we don't have legalized gambling, but I can still shop offshore. So you can go to places, if you live in New Jersey, you can shop around as well with those sports books. So, but you got to shop around no matter who you're, no matter where you live.
Yeah, no bad about that. Rangers minus 152 against the Detroit Tigers. This one will have a start time here of 7 Eastern time over on MLB Extra Innings channel. All right, Big Al, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs, where you are the top units producer over at Pick Dogs for 2022. 3,115 units of profit. That is all documented. You can visit Pick Dogs. You'll find all the plays there from Big Al, all recorded document there for you to check out. All right, Big Al, we've got still looks like about 5 games remaining here for Major League Baseball. Of course, that big NBA game tonight. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Cashed our Major League Baseball non-division game of the month last night on the Milwaukee Brewers. My baseball play has yet to go on this Thursday. It goes in a little while, so folks can get on board with that. I've got side and total winners for the NBA Game 6 tonight. And so 3 plays still to go. And I welcome everyone to join for a week or a month or a year to get all of my selections, and then also to team me up with one of the other champion handicappers here at Pick Dogs for the 2-for-1 handicapper special. That's
right, guys. Get on board with Big Al McMordie over at Pick Dogs. Top unit producer over at Pick Dogs for 2022. 3,115 units of profit. Al's got his Game 6 winner from tonight's NBA playoffs tonight. Also totals as well. So we got the 2 picks up there, all guaranteed up there. Also some baseball. But again, as Big Al was talking about, the long-term pass is the way to go. That's a 3, 7, or 30-day all-sports pass. That 7-day pass will get you the remainder of the NBA finals here. If there's a Game 7, that will fit within that 7 days. The next 3 playoff games here from the Stanley Cup Finals Games 2, 3, and 4 will fit in that 7-day window as well. So that 7-day pass is a really good value right now if you get on board with that. Of course, all of Big Al's baseball, the 7-day pass, you can add a second capper with that 2-for-1 cap promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Big Al, as always, great having you on the show. Continue that success. We'll talk with you next week, but I know you also contribute with that weekend show.
Yes, Saturdays and Sundays, 10 a.m. Eastern with Mitch and the gang over on the YouTube channel. So I'll see everyone over there on Saturday.
Tune in to Big Al Saturday here and Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern time with that morning show. Big Al, have yourself a great weekend. We'll talk with you again next week.
You too, Tony. Talk to you on Wednesday.
You got it. Big Al McMordie here on The Drive to. Let's continue our coverage, guys. Be sure to subscribe to our channel. Free picks every single day. Of course, it all gets started with that morning show Monday through Friday at between 9 and 10 a.m. Eastern is what I'm told. I guess that's what it is. So be sure to check in at that appropriate hour. Also, Mitch's 7 picks in 7 picks in 5 minutes. You don't want to miss that. Also, many video series up here. We got Brian's video series with his picks in the morning, as well as Jovan with his parlay, and of course Ron Romanelli with his big MLB rundown, a very popular feature right now over at Pig Dog. So make sure you like and subscribe. Set those notifications so when we're live, you're live with us, so you can get those best numbers when you get our picks. Let's continue on here on the drive-through, and I guess now it's time to bring in. Going over to Las Vegas, Nevada, where it has been hot. Boy, the Southwest is really getting hit with some hot weather, and we're going to bring in right now Tony Brown. We'll find him over at Pick Dogs, where he does really good work up there. He's doing great work in NHL as well. Now let's bring him in right now. I think we can find him. Here he is right here, Tony Brown. Tony, what's happening?
Tony T, what's going on, brother?
It's going great. It's going great. All right, here we go. 7 Eastern time tonight. We've got the Mets here to host the Brewers. The Mets $1.35, total of 8.
Yeah, this game is kind of weird to judge. Like, I'm really kind of more betting against Milwaukee than I am with the Mets. I mean, the Mets are okay, but they're not really, a team you just want to go out and bet on. They're average. They lost both of their star ace pitchers and stuff like that. But Milwaukee, for some reason, they just can't seem to get it together. They got a 10-2 win last night, and that was their first win in 8 straight. These are teams going in totally separate directions. The Mets had won 9 straight before they lost last night, and Milwaukee was on an 8-game losing streak before they got the win. So I'm not really sure if Milwaukee's going to, all of a sudden just take off and go on a big winning streak. I think that was more luck than anything. And with the pitcher they got going tonight, I'm definitely going to back the Mets at home. He's just 1-5 on the season with an ERA of about 4. And it's gotten even worse in June, where he's ballooned up to 8 on the ERA, almost at 9. So I just think the Mets have been playing better. I think last night was an anomaly. It was an exception to the rule. No one's going to win 162 games. No one's going to win them all. So the Brewers snuck in there and got one. But I think to win the series and close this series out at home in New York tonight, too good to be true. We're not going to pass that up. We're going to go ahead and take the Mets to get it done on the money.
All right, we got Tony Brown here. He's going to take the Mets here, minus 135 against the Brewers. Yeah, not hard to argue that. I think what stopped that losing streak was Corbin Burns, right? He's probably one of the best pitchers, always around the Cy Young Award candidate here for the Brewers. But again, as you say, when you look at the remainder of the starting staff, they need help from their offense. It just doesn't seem to be clicking for Milwaukee. They just struggle offensively, and we've talked about this a lot. It's almost like a mini Miami, or almost like a Miami situation. We got good starting pitching, and the hitting doesn't come through. And of course, tonight, one thing to note is that they will be without their closer, Josh Hader. He's on paternity leave.
Right, and they're going to get into that bullpen fast. Like I said, the pitcher for Milwaukee tonight is not good at all, so they're going to get in the bullpen fast without their closer. That's even worse. You mentioned Miami, but right now, to be honest, they reminded me of the Angels. Like, the Angels were on this horrible losing streak. Then they beat the Dodgers, one of the better teams in the league. So everybody was like, okay, could this be the turn? But the only reason they won is because they had Ohtani on the mound. You know what I mean? He was an all-star. So like you said, the Bruins, they got that win because of the pitcher. Like, you know what I mean? He's, like you said, Cy Young candidate every year, things of that nature. But now I think they go right back into the regression, just like the Angels went right back into the regression until Ohtani got another start.
Yep, here we go with Tony Brown here on the Mets, minus 135 against the Brewers. This one to have a start time of 7 Eastern time, MLB Extra Innings channel. All right, Tony Brown, let's go over at Pig Dogs Premium, where you've been putting up some great numbers here. 2,309 units of profit in the NHL document, also showing profit all sports for the past 30 days, 1,353 units of profit. These numbers are all document. You can verify these. Go to Pig Dogs, go to Tony Brown's handicap page. Go down to pick history. All the plays there are documented. All the wins with the losses and the pushes are all up there. You guys can check them all out. They're graded immediately. All right, Tony, we do have games here from Major League Baseball still on the board here. Looks like we've got, what was it? That's kind of was 5, right? 5 games from Major League Baseball. We also have that big NBA Game 6. What do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, I had a 4-pack up in baseball. 2 of my games went off in the morning today. We caught the split. Unfortunately, Boston lost to Oakland. We had Boston in that one. We took a 1-run loss. But I also had the Padres on the run line. So we went 1-1 this morning. And with the Padres run line getting a little plus money, we actually still turned a small profit. So no big there. I got 2 more games left for the afternoon. And, of course, I got that NBA Game 6 super play. I can't wait to watch that. And I got a 10-star premium play on that as well.
All right, guys, got on board with Tony Brown over at Pick Dogs Premium. He's got a lot of single plays. Remember, these one-offs are all guaranteed now. All the plays, one-offs, guaranteed. The individual packs for 1 day, guaranteed. The ones not guaranteed are the duration passes, like the 3-day season passes. Those aren't, but the 1 day passes are guaranteed. MLB top total, an MLB Award Warrior up there. Of course, Tony Brown's big NBA gem up there right now. Game 6, that's his best bet from the NBA. Get on board with that. Of course, if you prefer the long-term passes, you know, we've talked about that 7-day sports pass a lot. Now, with that 7-day pass, you get all of Tony Brown's MLB for the 7 days. The remainder of the NBA Finals, if it's a 6-game series or a 7-game series, that's covered in the 7-day pass. Now, in the NHL Finals, we're now every other day now when you look at the schedule. So that 7-day pass will cover you for Game 2, Game 3, Game 4 of the NHL Stanley Cup Finals from Tony Brown, who's producing great results here in the NHL. So that 7-day pass is a really good value. You can add a set capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion. But again, if you're a grinder, you're in this every single day, Tony Brown has a VIP 1-year sports pass. Tony, that's the best value for those bettors, those everyday bettors.
Yeah, I mean, we got the same fans. They watch the show every day. They come to the site and buy our plays every day. Like, they do this, you know what I mean? Even if it's not for gambling, even if they just look at it as an investment standpoint, you know what I mean? And they just trying to turn the profits and the units. If you're still making money, the VIP year is the only way to go. It's not a season pass for the NBA season or the MLB season or things of that nature. It's a 1-year pass, 365 days of play. So from now into 2023, this date, you'll get every single pick I release from every sport. The playoffs, the championships come with it. There's no upselling. It's the best value. If you're serious about making money, you can't afford not to grab that pass.
That's right, guys. Got over with Tony Brown. That 1-year all sports pass available right now is best value right there over at Pick Dogs. All right, Tony, as always, great having you show. Have us a great evening. Find yourself a nice sports book and a nice cool sports book with a nice cold one. Enjoy that Game 6, and we'll talk with you again next week.
Always, man. It's a pleasure to be here. I appreciate you having me, and I'll see you next week, Tom.
See you next week. Tony Brown here on The Drive. So let's continue our coverage, guys. If you miss any of our picks, we'll do a recap at the end of the show. As we said, be sure to subscribe, like, and set those notifications. Watch us live. So when you take our picks, you want to make sure you get those best numbers. Let's continue on here on The Drive-Thru. Let's go ahead and welcome in. Next up will be Damian Sosh. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs. He's too having a pretty good season in the NHL. We'll bring in Damian right now. I think we're ready to roll here with Damian Sosh. Damian, what's happening?
Hey, Tony, how's it going?
It's going great. All right, here we go. 7 Eastern time. We got the Nationals here to host the Phillies. The Phillies, a $2 favorite here. Total sits at 9.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at this game between the Nats and the Phils, and we're going to take a look at the total in this game, and I'm liking the over. Both of these teams rank near the top of the league in batting average and near the bottom of the league in bullpen ERA. Now, the Phillies are entering this game red hot. They've won 11 of 13. During that 13-game stretch, the Phillies' offense has really taken off. They scored 80 runs during those 13 games. That's over 6 runs per game. Phillies first baseman Rhys Hoskins. If you follow the Phillies at all, you know he goes through just some absolutely terrible stretches where he can't hit the ball. But when he gets hot, I mean, he gets red hot. And right now he's in one of those red hot stretches. He's 17 for his last 38 at the plate. With 5 home runs included. Now that offense is going to be facing a Nationals pitching staff that has allowed more runs than anybody in the major leagues at 370. Patrick Corbin's going to be starting for the Nats. He's just 3-8 on the season, a 6.65 ERA. Excuse me. Opponents are hitting .313 against him. Now the Phillies are going to counter, and they got the ace of their staff going, Zach Wheeler. Wheeler struggles his first couple starts of the season, but he's really turned things around. But I did mention that the Nats are a good hitting club. They've actually scored 62 runs of their own over their last 13 games, which is just slightly under 5 runs per game. And Wheeler has had his problems with the Nationals in the past. He's just 8-14 in his career against them, a 4.59 ERA when he faces the Nationals. I think we're going to see both teams put up some runs in this game. I think it's going to go over the total. And Juan Soto, if you're wondering, he is going to be in the lineup for this one. He missed the last couple games. He got hurt in the dugout. But he's going to be in the lineup in this game, and he has hit Wheeler well in his career. So even more reason for to like the total here.
All right, I like the total.
And I apologize for the dog in the background.
Over in the dog. They got the parlay, the over in the dog, right? It's funny.
Exactly.
We got the over. It's funny because, the Nationals can hit, they can win games in these shootouts. And that's why I was a little nervous with Philly's run line. I thought about that before, and I thought to myself, that you're right about the bullpen. And the Nationals got some bats in them, and you get into one of those crazy high-scoring games. That's a possibility here with these two teams. And if you remember, too, even during their winning streak, the Philadelphia bullpen, they did try to give away some of those games, but it still came out on top.
They definitely did. They have issues here in closing out games. Knable does not seem like he's the answer. They definitely have some issues with that bullpen. So until they can absolutely shore that up, definitely like the over here in this one.
Yeah, over today, and I saw our man back from the minors, Yoan Adon, tomorrow in Game 1. we might see another over again tomorrow in Game 1 anyway.
Yeah, these guys got a doubleheader, I believe, going tomorrow. So it should be bullpens are going to be getting a lot of work.
They got a lot of work, man. A lot of work in the bullpen, man. A lot of tired arms. Phillies and Nationals over a total of 9. This one will have a start time here at 7 Eastern time. You can watch it on MLB Extra Innings channel. All right, Damon, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge Prim. We're having a really good NHL season. 820 units of profit. They're back on the ice here on Saturday. But tonight we've got still 5 games from baseball, that big NBA playoff game. What do you have going over at Pick Dodge Premium?
Yep, I still have 2 games here left in baseball, a side and a total, and obviously a play on the huge Game 6 here in the NBA Finals. But, you can grab all those in my Winner Circles pass. That's going to get you my NBA Finals game, both my Major League Baseball plays. They're all for sale individually as well. But all of these guys, as I always say, best deal is 3-7 30-day plan, 2-for-1 capper deal. That's your best way to go, and that's going to be the best bang for your buck.
That's right, guys. Got to roll with Damian Sosh over at Pick Dogs Premium. He's got up there an NBA Finals gold guaranteed. His MLB Dominator guaranteed. A lot of individual plays up there from Damian Sosh here on this card for tonight in the prime time. Of course, as Damian was talking about, go long-term with a 3, 7, or 30-day all sports pass. You see those numbers from the NHL from Damian Sosh. We've been talking about this 7-day all sports pass. A great time to get it. Because in that 7-day sports pass, you'll get all of Damian's premium plays for the remainder of the NBA playoffs. If it ends tonight or if it ends on Sunday, you'll have the premium plays from Damian in the NBA Finals. Also, the next 3 games from the Stanley Cup Finals, the rotation is Saturday, Monday, Wednesday. We're kind of an every other day now. So your good time, that 7-day pass will cover you the next 3 games of the Stanley Cup Finals from Damian Sosh, who's producing great results in NHL, as well as all of Damian's baseball for 7 days. Your 7-day pass at great value right now over at Pick Dogs. You can add a second capper with that 2-for-1 cap promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Damian, as always, great having you show. Continue that success, and we'll talk to you next time.
Thank you, Tony. Have a good night.
You got it. Damian Sosh here on the drive through. All right, let's continue our coverage, guys. If you missed any of our picks, we'll do a complete recap at the end of the show. Millz is on deck. Let's see if he's ready. You ready to go, Millz? Give me a thumbs up. I can see on my screen here if you are prepared. He is prepared. That's right. He's ready to roll. So let's bring him in. Now, Millz Young, you can find him over at Pick Dogs, where he does great work up there. Man, his MMA numbers have been on fire. I mean, just on fire. You definitely got to watch that show on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And probably watch it again and again and again. So you make sure you get all that information in your memory. You got to know sometimes you got to read a book more than once to get it in your head. You got to watch these shows more than once to get them in your head. Let's bring him in right now. Millz, what's happening?
Man, how's it going, Tony T and the Pick Dogs?
It's going great. It's going great. All right, here we go tonight. The big one, Celtics here to host the Warriors. The Celtics here laying 4, total 11, but you'll be looking at this one a different way.
Yeah, definitely, man. It's one of those games to where, you got to kind of look at it and says, Golden State going to be able to close them out here, They're getting +4. The score, 210. It could maybe go over, maybe not. Too low. Player prop, got a few that I like to get you on top. First off, this one's going to be coming like as an easy thing for him, all right? Jason Tatum, over 7.5 rebounds. He hit that prop the last 3 games, okay? Last game, he had 11 rebounds. Game before that, he had 9. And the other game before that, he had 9 as well. One thing that I like about this is that this is the same rebound prop it's been at all year for him. And he's always been able to hit this. So I don't see him not hitting it in a game like this. a game to where he's going to need to be snatching every single rebound and taking the ball down. You know, he can't really depend on anybody else, you know, to do it for him right now. Everybody's saying they need that Jason Tatum type of game. My man Mitch said he's on the under on Jason Tatum on the player prop. That's something to look into too as well. But me, all I need is rebounds, man. So I got him over 7.5 rebounds. I love it.
All right, we got Millz here. Jason Tatum over 7.5 rebounds. Yeah, as you mentioned, this is a survival game. You got to get to Game 7. The only way you do that is win Game 6. And again, I think Austin here, as you said, all in. Tatum is they're going to be hustling for all rebounds. They're going to have about 5 Marcus Smarts out there. The way Marcus Smart plays, that's going to have to be everybody on that court.
The good thing about it is this too that I like. In a game like this, the minutes are going to be, you know, all given to the starters. You're not going to, you know, experiment and be like, all right, well, let me give this other guy 8 minutes here. So, you know, Jason Tatum's going to be out there. He's going to be playing, I think, 39 minutes and plus. So, you know, he's going to have those opportunities left and right. Another thing is this, Al Horford, he hasn't really been rebounding in this series like he thought he should be, you know. So I actually look for Jason Tatum to be one of those rebounding small forwards in this position. Similar to Wiggins over there on the other side, man. They're just getting boards. It seems like they're just hopping in their hands.
Yeah, they do, because it looks like Horford's always trying to set up for that 3, trying to make space for the bucket. And maybe that was the way to go here. They're going to have to be very aggressive here, the Celtics in here, because their 3-point shooting's been okay, but their 2-point shooting a little off pace here. They've been a little bit of a shooting slump the last couple of games. We'll see if they can break it out and get those rebounds for those putbacks. That's what they need. Tatum over 7.5 rebounds. This one to have a start time, 9 Eastern time, over on ABC. All right, Millz, let's go over at Pick Dodge Pin for tonight. As we said, you're on absolute fire in MMA, 1,660 units of profit. We got 5 games tonight here from baseball. We've got the big NBA playoff game tonight. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Man, I got 2 plays on the board. I got 1 in baseball, and I got 1 in the NBA as well. Coming off a great day yesterday, 3-0. But, you know, who cares about that? What you need to get is that 3-day pass, man, because UFC is this Saturday, and as you see, the records and the numbers don't lie. I'm going to be putting out my plays and picks. I'm loving the card, so definitely, man, get that 3-day pass, invest in something long-term, you know, because I'm going to be putting out all my best plays and picks. But if you want 2 plays for the day, I got 1 in the NBA and I got 1 in baseball.
That's right, guys. Got more with Millz Young over at Pick Dog. You see the numbers 1,660 units of profit. MMA 2022 document. You can verify those numbers by going to Millz Handicapper page, going down to Pick History. You'll see every play up there. MLB best bet of the day, guaranteed up there, is $15 play from Millz. NBA play again, his Game 6 play is up there, guaranteed as an individual play, as Millz was talking about. Because Millz is into the MMA game where he's been on fire. That 3-day pass is the way to go. All of Millz plays here for premium plays for 3 days. You get your MLB, you got your NBA, and more importantly, you got that MMA where he's been on fire. 1,660 units of profit in MMA. That will be part of that 3-day pass. So get on board. You can add a second capper with that 2-for-1 cap promotion. Even greater value there, right? Millz, is always great having your show. Continue that success. And of course, you also work with Brad on Pick Dogs here with your MMA show. Looks like we might have got him frozen a little bit. We're losing part of the signal. But anyway, tune in Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time live with their MMA show. Watch it on demand if you missed it. They give out winners, and you see the numbers he's producing. Check it out on Pick Dogs. It's Brad and Millz MMA show. Tune in. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru, guys. If you missed any of our picks, we'll do a complete recap here at the end of the show. Next up here will be Al Ninos. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs. He, too, has been putting up some solid numbers here in the NHL. So let's bring him in right now. Al Ninos over on Skype. Let's make sure he's ready to roll here. I think we can find Al Ninos here. Wait 1 second. Went a little too far. Here is Al Ninos on Skype. Al, what's happening?
Going good. How are you?
Doing great. All right, here we go. We're gonna get what? That's the big L, and we got the little L game right here. Here's the little L game. Here we go. 7 Eastern time. We got the Mariners here to host the Angels. Angels road favorites. $1.29. Total of 7.
Yeah, it might be surprising given the way they're playing lately, but I still think they are the better team here. The Mariners have been pretty impressive this season. They got George Kirby going for them, who's looked great. Of course, he was very impressive in his season debut, and then he's got hit in a couple games since then, but he's been good more often than not. But again, Otani on the other side, he's been solid for most of the season too. Just a couple rough starts for him too. And I think that the Angels still have the better lineup here, and I think it's only a matter of time before they turn things around. And I think anytime they have Ohtani starting for them, they have a great chance at winning the game. He is the type of player that can win a ball game single-handedly. He could shut down an offense and then get the solo home run for the win himself. So I like my chances anytime we got Ohtani going, and at this price, I think it's more than fair for him. And these Angels that really need to start turning things around here. So I'll take the Angels on the money line here.
All right, he likes the Angels here on the money line here. Angels minus 125 here, 29 here against the Mariners. Al, when you look at Ohtani, he's been solid, no doubt about that. Great pitching, looks some really good stuff. Of course, Kirby's been this young guy that put up some good numbers. He doesn't have the strikeouts. He's around the 23% strikeout mark. He's not in that elite club. When I call elite, I'm saying any of these pitchers who can strike out 30% or more, I put them in elite. He's not in that company yet. But the one thing that kind of glares at me here with Kirby is he's given up 1.70 home runs per 9 innings. You got Trout in the lineup, you got Rendon in the lineup, you have Ohtani in the lineup. It's a pretty dangerous trio there when you're giving up that almost 2 home runs a game.
Yeah, his strikeout numbers I thought were pretty good, and maybe more impressively are how few he walks. But again, yeah, throwing the ball over the plate too much against these hitters. He said he can give up the long ball. Could be a little dangerous against this lineup here, especially the middle part of this lineup.
Yeah, middle part of the lineup is dangerous at the Angels. Of course, this young kid giving up almost 2 home runs per 9 innings. Remember, he pitches in a pitcher's park in these numbers, so you got to be a little nervous there. But he likes the Angels here, minus 129 against the Mariners. This one will have a start time of 7 p.m. Eastern time. You can watch this one over on MLB X-Ratings channel. All right, Al, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs PM, where you're putting up some pretty good numbers here in the NHL here. 3,004 units of profit. That is all documented. Also showing great profit here the last 30 days. Been on fire over the past 7 days. Seeing you top of the leaderboards there. Showing profit as well in baseball. 5 games from baseball. That one big NBA game tonight. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, I have a few games go off already. I still have my play in the NBA up for sale. Unfortunately, don't have my last MLB pickup, but it is available for everyone on the long-term passes. So make sure you grab one of those 2-for-1 capper specials. Yeah,
2-for-1 capper promotion, guys. Your best value over at Pick Dogs. Get on board here with Al Ninos over at Pick Dogs. You can see the numbers have been outstanding here in the NHL. 3,004 units of profit. That is all documented. You can visit Al's Handicapper page over at Pick Dogs, and you'll be able to see all the plays. They're fully transparent over at Pick Dogs. We go down to pick history. You can see Al's plays there, and they're all documented. So good time to get on board here with Al Ninos over at Pick Dogs. Tonight he's got the NBA Finals Game 6. Remember, these individual games, these one-off packages are all guaranteed to produce a profit. That NBA Finals Game 6 is guaranteed to produce a profit. $30 guaranteed right now over at Pick Dogs. Or if you prefer, the long-term passes are the way to go, as Al has a 3, 7, or 30 Al Sports Pass. But we're going to talk about that 7-day pass. When you look at these unit productions from Al Ninos, he's been on fire. Top unit producer in the NHL. That 7-day pass will get you covered here for the remainder of the NBA Finals. Whether it's a 6-game series or a 7-game series, it'll fit within the 7 days. Also, Al's baseball for 7 days. But again, the NHL, if you look at the schedule now, we're now going every other day with this NHL. So you'll get, with that 7-day pass, you will get Al's game from Game 2, Game 3, and Game 4 with that 7-day pass. After the 7 days, you can reload again and get the remainder of the finals there, because we're every other day now in the NHL. So get on board with Al Ninos over at Pick Dogs. That 7-day All Sports Pass is your best value. You can add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Al, it's always great having your show. Continue that success, and we'll talk with you again tomorrow.
All right, thanks, Tony. Have a good one.
You got it. Al Ninos here on the drive-thru. Guys, if you missed any of our picks, we'll do a complete recap at the end of the show, so stay tuned for that. We had scheduled James Clark. James Clark made an appearance that he was going to show today, but I believe he's experiencing West Virginia is going through some issues with their electricity over there. A lot of power outages over there, and he, I think, is going through it again. So he will not be with us, but we do have his play. So we'll give you his play during the recap. So let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Now it's time for my picks. So let me put up my game information for you. Right now, we'll be looking at this one between the Celtics, Warriors. Celtics here laying the 4, total 211. I'm going to be looking here at a first quarter prop. I'm going to take the Boston Celtics minus 1.5 points. It is minus 115. in the first quarter. This is the first quarter pick. I don't want to touch the second half. The Warriors have been a good second half team. I'm not going to touch this with our free pick here. Celtics -1.5 first quarter here against the Golden State Warriors. And, well, what I wanted to mention here about this game is we know that the Celtics have had a shooting slump over the past, well, 3 of their past 4 games. It's been pretty ugly for them offensively. They've been held under 100 in those games. But now they're in an elimination game, and I do believe, well, of course, they've survived 3 elimination games thus far in the playoffs. I do believe the Warriors, I should say the Celtics, are going to try to play from ahead. I don't think they want to have to come from behind in this game. I think they'll come out really strong. The home crowd's going to be very energetic. Tatum and company, they'll be very aggressive. And if you look at their shooting percentage, their three-point shooting has been okay, about 37%, but their overall shooting, 40% from the field over their past 2 games, that's not very good. Their 2-point shooting has not been good. And I do believe here that the Celtics will be very aggressive here and come up with a fast start in this first quarter in their game here against the Golden State Warriors. They're trying to avoid elimination. Remember, the Warriors have had trouble closing games out on the road. Think back to the Denver series. Think back to the Memphis series. Think back to the Denver series, right? They've had some struggles closing games down the road. They know they have Game 7 in the back pocket. I know the finals might be a different animal here. You may want to go for the jugular here, but again, their form shows that they've struggled here in closeouts on the road. And again, it's a game. It's the finals. It could be different, but that's why my free pick's going to be first quarter -1.5 here with the Celtics. I look for the Celtics to come off to a really hot start. Remember, they had that slow start against the Celtics. They couldn't hit a 3. I think they're going to come out, be more focused on the offensive end here, and look to get a good start here. So I will take Boston Celtics -1.5 points here on the first quarter here as they are trying to avoid elimination. And I think they'll come in the first quarter here with that strong play. So well, that's the prop here. -115. That's still a pretty good price. It looks like it is the favorite over the Warriors at +1.5 was -105. So this is a favorite pick here, but still not too much juice. -115 against the Golden State Warriors. Hey guys, check out Pick Dogs Premium. My $15 pick went early this morning to hit. I had the Padres on the run line, so that means I've hit 8 of my past 9 MLB plays. So I'm neck and neck. I think I passed Ron Romanelli here as a top unit producer with that play coming in MLB. I do have an MLB best bet right now over at Pick Dogs right now. Also an NBA best bet as well. But my MLB best bet is up there for a primetime game. Get on board with that. I'm top units producer over at Pick Dogs with this play coming in today with the Cubs on with the Padres run line. So get on board with that. Also part of the 2-for-1 cap promotion. You get on board with one of my long-term passes. I have a 3, 7, or 30 all sports pass. Get all of my premium plays for that period of time. You select when you go to my handicapper page and you make that purchase. Of course, the 2-for-1 cap promotion with my long-term passes match me up with guys like Ninos, Big Al McMordie, Tony Brown. We got Millz, who's been on fire in the MMA, Damian Sosh. We've got also Alex Smart. 2-for-1 cap promotion is your best value over here at Pick Dogs Premium. All right, let's continue on with the show. Now it's time for the recap. Let's recap the show picks for today. We start off with Alex Smart. He liked Klay Thompson over 20.5 points, the return +100. Al McMordie was on the Rangers -160 against the Tigers. Tony Brown says the Mets -135 against the Brewers. Damian Sosh, Phillies Nationals. He likes Phillies and Nationals to go over the total of 9 runs. Millz was on Tatum over 7.5 rebounds. Ninos was on Angels -129 here against the Mariners. And of course, we've got James here, who was not able to make the show. We've got Jason Tatum to score 35 or more. He likes that at +350. Yours truly on the Celtics -1.5 points first quarter against the Warriors. And the one I like the most, well, I like that Phillies Nationals over the total of 9 runs there from Damian Sosh. All right, that'll do it here for this edition of the Drive-Thru, guys. Be sure to tune in again tomorrow live at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring in our cappers from Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Plays, giving out live free picks for the games in prime time. Don't forget, it all gets started every single day at the 10 a.m. Eastern Time, the morning show. Mitch, you got Brian Biller, you got Chris Ruffalo. Of course, Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes. We have our video series from Brian Biller, from Javon Burtz with their video series. Of course, Ron Romanelli as well, leading up to our show, The Drive-Thru at 6 Eastern Time. All right, let's bring in our crew from tonight. I'm going to bring our crew from tonight. Wade, good night to you guys. Have yourself a great night. We'll talk with you again tomorrow live.